Hey there guys, if you haven't already checked it out, the Patreon for the channel is now live. There's a link in the description as well as a link will be up on the screen here in a second. We've already passed the first Patreon goal of $100 a month, which I'm so grateful for. So to thank everyone for that high speed and kind of an awesome bonus early, I'm going to be doing a giveaway right away for patrons only. That is a Judge Promo Reflect that will be all yours from last season. So it's the Reflect Refrain Judge Promo. Very, very hard to get. And that is going to be given away for free at the end of this month to a patron. It only takes $1 to join our Discord community, $1 a month to help support the channel and the content. And as long as you get in on there, then you'll be entered in this contest as well as all future contests and any of these other like cool bonus stuff that we're going to do, like monthly Q&As and monthly tournaments all together. So feel free to go check that out if you're interested in that giveaway. Like I said, you have to be a patron by the end of August because that is when it's going to be given away. Hopefully you guys feel like you want to support the channel this way, and I can give you guys cool swag moving forward. So thank you guys so much again from the bottom of my heart, and enjoy the video. Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you the last spoiler article for Ancient Knights. This Thursday is when the full set's going to be released on the database, but now we have one last spoiler article, and we have the Darkness support. More stuff that's going to pump up the structure deck to kind of support the structure deck here. From the main set, just like these other articles have been. So let's just jump right in. There's some pretty interesting cards here today. So we've got, first up, Black Blood Knight, 3-drop 8/8 Vampire, who just has lifelink, so whenever he deals damage, you gain that much life. That's pretty solid. It's a good stat line, it's a decent attack, it's a pretty standard cost, it's a vampire, so you get all the vampire support, and, you know, just free lifelink every time it swings or blocks or attacks. So, nothing like super majorly impressive, but also at the same time, this is probably going to be a card that's pretty good in sealed. So for your pre-releases, if you're in black at all, this is probably going to be something you're going to want to try to play if you pack it. Next up we have the 3 evil little pigs, so very, very interesting. So it's 5-drop 4/4 Fairy Tale. The when it enters the field, you get a 4/4 Darkness Pig Resonator. It says when it's put into the field, graveyard from a field, it deals 400 damage to your opponent, and a 4-drop a 4/4 Darkness Pig Resonator with when it's put into the graveyard, you gain 400 life. So essentially you're paying 5 and you get 3 4/4s. One of which has the enter effect, and then the other 2, when they die, you get stuff. This is definitely a cool potential idea for like Lumia, like flickering it to get a bunch of tokens kind of thing. But this is really expensive for things that have such small stat lines, so I'm not super impressed with this card. But yeah, I think you can do some pretty silly shenanigans with Lumia with this card. Next up we have Dark Riding Hood. So yeah, all of these fairy tales that we know are suddenly coming back, and I don't really necessarily understand. So 3-drop 7/8 Fairy Tale. Whenever this card deals damage to a resonator, destroy it if your life is 2,000 or less. So it gets Death Touch, and it gains Swiftness as long as your life is 1,000 or less. So the Dark Elves life loss stuff kind of moves towards Dark Riding Hood. When it enters the field, you may remove 2 mystery counters from your J-Ruler. If you do, remove target resonator from the game. So she's also an enter effect to kill something. And whenever it attacks, it deals 200 damage to target resonator or player, and you gain 200 life. So that is a lot of effects all off of one card. So when it swings, your opponent or a resonator takes damage and you gain life. It enters, it can kill something, it can get swiftness based on your life total, and it can get death touch based on your life total. All of those are very, very interesting. And the also thing to note here is this: whenever it deals damage to a resonator, this thing deals damage. So like if your life is 2,000 or less, then this thing can just like ping something every time it swings and then just kill it. That's potentially very, very good. And the stat line here is also very, very good. I'm definitely glad this is not a vampire, so it's not also getting all the vampire support. But overall, very, very interesting card for sure. Definitely going to see some play, I think. Then we have Wolf's Rain, 3-drop. Puts chance, so no quick cast. Put 300 Darkness Beast Wolf Resonator tokens with Swiftness and Precision into the field, and at the next end of turn you remove them from the game. So essentially you pay 3, you get 3 creatures that are 3/3s that are going to swing at the turn and then die at the end of the turn. Very, very interesting card. I definitely could see this being used by something like maybe even Lilia's Petal or something else like that, to be able to then sacrifice the token for chimeras and then have 2 more that can just swing in, so you get a lot of value because it generates 3 creatures all at once. So we'd have to definitely see where this card sees play. Really glad it's not quick cast. If it was quick cast, I think you could really break this card wide open. But overall, pretty interesting. Not too terribly strong, but still pretty interesting. Next up we have Blood Spray. So 2-drop chant, it's a mystery, and it says draw 2 cards. This card deals 300 damage to you, and then it has an awakening and remove a mystery counter and destroy target resonator with total cost 2 or less. This is very good Reia support. Drawing 2 cards for 2 will, while also for 1 counter, which Reia starts with, lets you kill a 2-drop or less, means that this card is going to be a really big momentum swing. Yeah, sure, you have to ping yourself for 300 damage, but you're drawing 2 cards and you're killing something. So let's see, you're going +2 there for 2 will. And it's probably on curve from the fact that Reia is probably more of a control-ish kind of ruler anyway. So if your opponent's playing creatures, you just kill their thing for 1 mystery counter and get to draw 2 cards. That's pretty crazy in my opinion. So I don't think this is going to see much play outside of Reia, but definitely could see it being something that you would maybe consider playing, just because no other ruler right now gets mystery counters for free. You have to rely on those stones or creatures, so that makes this card have to be played later, which makes it a little bit less effective. Next up we have Vitality Drain, probably some of my favorite artwork so far, and this is going to be a super rare, which means I'm very excited about full arts of this. So it's a 5-drop mystery chant, quick cast. It says target player loses 1,000 life, you gain 1,000 life. And remove a mystery counter for the awakening. This card deals 1,000 damage to target resonator. So this is very, very expensive, yes, but it is quick cast, and it's a 2,000 life point swing. So those of you who remember back in the days of Vlad Tepes, we would pay 5 life to do a 20 life point swing in the same vein. So this is essentially Vlad's ability in a small burst, in a quick cast card, and for any ruler, and you can also turn it into a removal spell. So I think this card is definitely going to see play. I think this is going to be a pretty impactful card for control decks for sure. It definitely serves as a really nice replacement to Schrodinger's Observation because of the fact that it has that quick cast. So we can just go, remove a mystery counter and hit our opponent and a resonator, and then recover for our turn and be able to make other plays happen. So very, very good card. Expect to see this card played a lot in control lists. Now we have the Truth Amongst Darkness. So it's a 3-drop chant with Remnant that it just says look at your opponent's hand and choose a card. They remove that card from the game. So it's a discard spell essentially, but it's RFGs it, and it does have Remnant. So since we lost Lapis's Darkstorm, we don't have a ton of discard stuff, but Darkness is now getting more discard stuff because it has this and it has the card from the structure deck, which is the 1-drop remove a card. So very, very interesting to see. And in this format, we don't have nearly as much draw power after Alice Cluster rotated. So your opponent being low on cards is way more beneficial than it used to be and a lot harder to get back from than it used to be. Lastly, we have Lethal Arrow. So it is a 1-drop quick cast chant that just says destroy target damaged resonator. And this is important because Mikage. Now, because we have this card, Mikage doesn't have to play red. It used to be that the only reason Mikage would play red because Demon Flame, so they'd go, okay, well, I'll ping it for 1 and then Demon Flame it. Well, now we have the exact same thing, but it's in black. So now Mikage can just go, okay, I'll ping it and then I'll cast this in my own color, which allows Mikage to be definitely streamlined. So this is, I think, really, really good card, and it also combines really well with Dark Riding Hood, who gets to ping stuff for damage and all kinds of different stuff. So I think this card is also going to be very, very, very good moving forward. But that is it for the spoilers today, guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I know I'm really looking forward to seeing the full list, and I'll probably be doing some kind of like a video or a live stream covering the rest of the cards on Friday. So keep in mind for that, and keep me on the lookout for the feature match tomorrow. Go ahead and check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel and get in on that contest for the free Reflect for Frey and Judge promo. But until next time, guys, this is DMO73 signing off.